Look, I get it. There are a million of properties in Dubai and everyone's telling you this is the one you should buy. But if you actually want to invest smart and not just follow the hype, you need to know what type of properties actually work. In this video, I'm breaking down the best property investment types right now in Dubai, what's renting fast, what's holding value, and where your money is actually working for you. Let's jump straight into it. First, and probably the most underrated, are the smaller units, like studios and compact one-bedroom apartments. While this might be obvious, why do I actually think so is that you get the best ROI per square foot. So you actually maximize your return and your revenues on the square foot. They also have a lower initial investment, so you don't actually lock up too much of your capital. They have high rental demand because, especially for Airbnbs, your customer wouldn't really care if it's a small studio or a large studio. Guests and tenants don't really mind the extra 40 to 50 square foot. They simply want smart layouts, good locations, and easy access at a very good value deal. That's why when I hear people investing in smaller units that are just a bit bigger or they have that extra spare space for holding your items and so on, while that is really, really crucial when you are the end user and you're going to actually live in there, that definitely makes sense. But when you're just being an investor and you want to rent it out, why would you pay extra for that apartment when it will most probably bring you the same outcome? Some of the best, most ideal areas here in Dubai are obviously the touristy ones for those kind of properties. Business Bay, JVC, Dubai Marina, JLT, and anywhere in between where there is any kind of tourist attraction. An extra tip is that if it's managed correctly, especially on short-term rentals and Airbnb, those smaller units can outperform the larger ones. And that's when you actually paid too much and you lost too much of your capital for the larger units, and you're actually getting less from your revenue. So definitely look out for those kind of properties. They are very well performing. And if you want to start small without even buying a full property, Smart Crowd lets you invest in Dubai real estate with just 500 dirhams. You can build passive real estate, real income without doing anything yourself. Check out the link in the description. Use my code ALEX to get 250 AED of your first investment. The next winning strategy is investing in community-driven neighborhoods. So why community investments? Well, that's because Dubai residents crave some kind of social life. Parks, schools, cafes, health clubs, all in one place. Especially with the recent trend towards working remotely, staying at home with your kids, and just simply working from your own community and their cafes, it's becoming a very, very big need and demand, including from myself, where I really like my community in Dubai Creek Harbor, and I like to just go to some cafes and sit around working there. There is also higher long-term retention, especially from your tenants, who will most probably come here with their families or with just their smaller family, with me, for example, with my girlfriend, and they would like to extend it and stay here for much longer. They would be pretty good paying tenants, yet this will actually take out the opportunity for you to do short-term lets and Airbnb, because this kind of places will usually like the people who are looking into long-term rentals. There will be consistent capital appreciation. Of course, there won't be like super high spikes. It's just gonna be a very, very small but consistent appreciation, because all these communities become a legacy place for a good location. Some of the current trending communities are, of course, the ones from MR, Dubai Creek Harbor, where I am, Dubai Hills Estate. There is also District 1 in MBR City, and there is also Tilal Al Ghaf. One extra tip is focus on the integrated communities, where you have everything in one place, not just towers surrounded by sand and calling it a community. For example, I personally really like Shoba, but they are known for building this kind of super tall towers and calling it a community. So I don't think I really relate to that. However, again, Shoba is a great developer, so you should definitely check into some of their projects. It's just not really a community vibe, at least in my opinion. Another property type that, of course, will take out a lot of you guys, and including me, is the hyper luxury properties. And not necessarily luxury, I would correct myself and say the hyper exclusive, very unique properties. The ones that have limited supply. This one is a bit more niche, but it could be incredibly powerful for premium flips and capital preservation. So what do I mean by these exclusive properties? There is the scarcity factor, so there is high demand, but just limited supply. Whether that's because that's the style of the developer or just they built a couple of villas and they really made them really well and the supply finished. They're crisis resistant, so the very top tier properties, they will definitely hold their value in any kind of crises. And wealthy buyers will pay for uniqueness as well. Some of the best examples for this are all of them built by Miraz, so the community in City Walk and also the one in the Blue Waters. These are just a few floors high and they're quite limited. There's not much land in the Blue Waters residences, so they are definitely seeing a lot of demand and there is literally no more supply left. Another one is Lana Residences, which in my opinion is the most beautiful and significant tower in Dubai and specifically in Business Bay and is made by the Dorchester collection. There is One Zabil Residences and there are also custom villas on the Palm Jumeirah which will always hold their value and they will always have a buyer because the buyer there will not really pay for the market price. They would pay for what they see and what they actually value in that property. One extra tip, although many say focus on the residences that are branded, I wouldn't really focus on that as much. I would just focus on the actual high-end quality, most importantly, because even the villas on the Palm Jumeirah, they're not really the highest quality. And some of them are, you just need to find them, check it properly, and if they have all the amenities that tick the box for you, then that's a good investment. Finally, don't ignore the massive opportunity in the entry-level villas and townhouses, especially priced under 2.5 and 3 million dirhams. Because you know what? This was actually the price for the MR Dubai Hills estate mansions a couple of years ago. And now, look at that, you can check it online, it's doubled or even tripled. So why do this type of properties matter? There's huge demand from young families and the expats that are moving to this region. Lower service charges comparing to towers. Always when you have a villa, you will have definitely lower service charges. I mean, if you use it everywhere in the villa, they will add up, but definitely lower than the towers in Business Bay, for example. There is also easier resale and exit strategy because they are not super expensive, and if they are not unique, then it might be harder for you to sell the more expensive villas. So for the entry ones, you'll always find these families that are relocating from the region, from other territories as well, and they will look into that. Some of the hot areas for this are the Arabian Ranches 3, the Valley by MR, Mudon, and Town Square Dubai, which is a bit more far off, but if you get a good deal, why not? Buying early in such a community that is just being developed means that you're getting a better price at the phase when you can just buy something and then the infrastructure builds up, and that's when your price will go up as well. Nevertheless, Dubai's market is packed with multiple amazing options, but not all properties are created equal. The right property type in the right area and at the right time, that's how you win. Let me know in the comments which type of property would you invest in right now. And don't forget to subscribe, like this video if you found it helpful, and stay tuned. There's more to come. See you in the next one.